Now, you may recall during the recent violent uprising in Tunisia, we reported some high anxiety in the Arab world that these kinds of protests by the people against their leaders could spread. Well, today they did. At least 3 people are dead after a day of anti-government protests in Egypt, inspired by an internet campaign after the Tunisia revolt. And it's not over. We get our report tonight from Cairo and ITN's John Ray.
They had called for a day of revolt. It ended amid tear gas and the blast of water cannon. For a while it seemed only to fuel the anger. A protester climbs on top and wrestles with its operator for control of the cannon. In the struggle, they fall. The crowds are following the lead of Tunisia. The demand is the same: regime change.
We need this regime to go out.
Is this the beginning of an uprising?
I hope so. I hope so. All the community is exploding now.
Behind me here, the riot police are getting into position. All day the crowds have got bigger, and just being here is a tremendous act of bravery because the government have promised to crack down on these protests.
For a moment, it's the police outnumbered and mobbed. They are not used to protests this size, nor known for their restraint. They're loyal to the 30-year rule of President Hosni Mubarak. But his government's reputation for corruption and repression has bred a generation of opponents. In a gloomy Cairo tenement, we meet the family of Ala Mahmoud Ibrahim, among the ranks of unemployed and despairing. He's a graduate, he tells me, with no hope of finding work. People should have the right to express themselves, he says, as long as it's not violent. But as darkness fell, the protests seemed to gather force, the stage set for confrontation. 1 policeman is confirmed dead. There are reports, too, of civilian casualties. This is an unprecedented challenge to the authority of Egypt's unyielding rulers, a challenge they will find impossible to ignore. John Ray, ITN, Cairo.